Let's row the boat. You're watching the PJ Fleck Show.
At the Roxbury. He remembers her voice. And welcome in, everybody, to a special edition of the PJ Fleck Show, coming to you from Big Ten Media Days here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. The man to my left, the head coach of Gopher football, PJ Fleck. Coach, good to see you. How you been?
Nice to see you. I'm doing elite. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada.
We sure are. One of our favorite places. We'll probably have to have a show and talk about that at a different time. But first and foremost, let's talk about the state of your team right now. You had the spring ball. You've gone through the offseason workouts. Walk us through where you are at right now as training camp rolls around. We're only about a month away from the season starting.
Yeah, training camp starts Sunday. Players report. First practice is Monday. The official kickoff to college football season, in our opinion, is media day, and here we are. So we're ready to go. Brought 4 great players with us here today, and look forward to get going.
We'll talk about those players here in just a moment, but first I want to talk about you for just a quick moment. You have a 1-year contract extension here at the university. What went into that, and what does it say about your commitment to this program and Mark Coyle's commitment to you and the vision for this program moving forward?
Yeah, I'm really honored and grateful that the board leadership, Mark Coyle, Rebecca Cunningham, value what we do with the football program. And at the end of the day, those are the people that really matter, because they're the ones that are evaluating you constantly. On the field, off the field, we're having incredible success. But I love being at Minnesota, and I've made that very, very public multiple times that I love being here. It's a great place to be. It's a great place to create a life and also get to do this crazy profession they call college football. So it works well for us. We get to be able to recruit, retain, develop, multiply, repeat with these young players, and it's a lot of fun. But the players are a big part of it, a big part of why you want to be here and want to continue to do it and continue to row the boat, because they're the ones that have to put the work in.
I heard you say the word recruit. There's a lot of Gopher fans out there, and I've been monitoring some of the message boards and listening to some of the chatter. A lot of the fans seem excited that you were able to keep a lot of Minnesota players in-house. Roman Voss, for example, they are committed to the University of Minnesota. Did you do anything differently in terms of the recruiting process? So what was that like, you know, and the ability to keep special players in the state of Minnesota in-house?
Yeah, I can't talk specifically about what's to come and who's committed for the future in state, but what I can say is it took a while. Remember, I talked about cultural sustainability is going to have to be one of the main things, whether it's me or some other coach that came in here, somebody with cultural sustainability that wants to be there for a long period of time and have success doing it, for that tide to turn with in-state recruiting. And when you look at it now, every single year, you know, there's a dream that you hope you get them, and then you're getting them. And we've been doing that constantly over the last 4 years. And we're starting to recruit young players who are at our little kids camp 9 years ago.
Really?
And that's crazy when you start seeing a kid at 6 years old, and that's why we created the camp we created, to make people in the state of Minnesota love the state of Minnesota, love Gopher football, and grow up as Gophers. And there's a race to do that amongst all Midwest teams. What team is that young person going to grow up with, be a fan of? And we felt our little kids camp, which you've been at, is absolutely crazy. There's about 95% has nothing to do with football, just has to do with fun.
Right.
And now it's paying off a lot. It's a big part of it.
You mentioned some of the players that you've brought here today. One of those players is Drake Lindsey. The fact that you brought him here leads me to believe that he is going to be your starter, at least at the beginning of the season. What is your vision for Drake Lindsey? Is he going to be your starter, and how do you view him going into the season?
Yeah, we feel that way, and he's earned an opportunity to have that position put in front of him, and I know that, you know, he'll handle that with incredible maturity, and I know the other quarterbacks will too. And I think that's pretty obvious as people watch and get reps. But at the end of the day, I mean, this kid he's a really special talent.
Sure.
And I love that he's a redshirt freshman. I love that he got to learn from Max Brosmer last year, not only just about the football piece, but the off-the-field piece. Drake took a ton of players down to Pensacola, Florida in May. It's kind of what Max did as well, to really connect the entire football team, lead the entire football team. I think Drake's doing a really good job of that. He's young. There's going to be a maturation process on the field. There's going to be a growth process, but we're willing to invest in that because we know his ceiling is so high.
Sure.
I mean, he's 6'4", he's 230 pounds. His grandfather played for Bud Grant at the Minnesota Vikings.
Yes.
So he has a lot of pride. not only for the University of Minnesota, but for his teammates, and he's done a great job leading them.
A coach has to deal with these issues year in and year out. Guys go, new guys come in. Guys like Ariante, Quinn Carroll, Ja Joyner, Danny Strigow. I'm looking at this. The trench guys have gone. How do you view the trenches right now on both sides of the line, where you're at and the guys coming in right now? How do you feel about that area of the field?
Well, I think we're bigger, we're longer, we're stronger. If you look at the offensive line, I think this might be our most athletic offensive line we've had since we've been at the University of Minnesota. If you look at the defensive line with the Devin Easterns and the Anthony Smiths of the world, I mean, Jalen Logan Redding, these guys have played a ton of football for us. They're all big, strong, long, and tough. And so in the trenches, you know, that's where the game's won. We feel really good about what we've done to recruit and develop and then retain those players. And they want to be here. I think that's the common thread about our players. I think we lost 4 players to to Power 4 schools, right? I mean, that puts us, that's the 6th least in the country. People want to be here. They want to develop here. And that's a big part of it. Not that they have to, they want to. And I think that shows up front with the trenches.
You mentioned training camp begins on Sunday. Are there any position battles in particular that you're looking at right now? Walk us through what you're looking forward to and areas of the field really when training camp rolls around this Sunday.
Pierre, it's a good question because it's not, this team's different than the teams I've had in the past. This isn't like this guy won that particular job. And when you look at the safety position, you got Coy Perich, right? You've got Kerry Brown, you got Aiden Gooseby, you got Garrison Monroe, you got Darius Green. Those guys have all played a lot of football already.
Right.
There's 5 of them, but there's 2 safeties. What it allows us to do is have a ton of creativity in how we call defenses. Certain packages we have in the defensive ability on Danny Collins' side. It allows us to be really, really creative. Every position's like that right now. And that's a fun position to have.
Sure.
You got 4 running backs that all can catch the ball in the backfield. They can run routes. They're good pass catchers. They can run the rock. They got great vision. That's what I mean about we have more depth and talent than we've had in the past, and that's why I feel really good about Drake. When you look at the wide receiver core and the tight ends, those guys have played a lot of football, a lot of them, right? And they're very, very talented. So put them around really good players. That way the pressure stays off of him as much as possible and goes on everybody else making plays as well.
You're going into your 9th season here at the U. One of your mottos has been, the standard is the standard. Yep. What would you say is the standard for this program now as opposed to when you first started? Is it any different, or how has it morphed and evolved?
I think our standard is extremely high expectations. Now, you can label that how you want to label that. I mean, we're 6-0 in bowl games. I mean, that's unheard of that piece, right? We have the highest winning percentage as a staff in 75 years since Bernie Bierman.
Yeah.
Right? When you're talking about, we got 10 guys with 4.0s in the academics. Our average GPA is 3.2. We got guys serving and giving left and right. We're doing all these things with our student athletes. We're creating the ultimate life experience and the collegiate experience in this new evolving world of college football and college athletics. So, ton of fun. It's a lot of fun to coach them. It's a lot of fun to be here. And can't wait for the season.
While you're here, I got to get your opinion on the college football playoff format. When you look at it, how do you feel it looks? How has it gone? Do you have thoughts on it? What are your thoughts really on how it looks?
I think every single person has their own thought.
Yeah.
Because you're always looking how it benefits your school.
Sure.
If we're at 12, that was great. That was better than 4 for Minnesota. 16, I'll take 16.
Okay.
The number necessarily doesn't necessarily matter to me. We know what we have to do to be in those talks. And at the end of the day, we get to control what we can control. We were 3-4 in 1-possession games last year, Pierre. And we can talk about which games those were. North Carolina missed field goal. Onside kick at Michigan.
Yeah, I remember that
4th and 3
one.
against Penn State, right? A fumble at Rutgers. If we were 7-0 in those 1-possession games, we'd be in the playoff.
Right.
If we were 6-1 in those 1-possession games, like we were in 2019, we'd be in the playoff. We can only control what we can control, and that's getting ourselves to where we want to be, raising the expectations constantly, which I think we have, where we're 8 wins, 9 wins, and our fans are like, 8, 9 wins again? How hard 8, 9 wins are in the Big Ten with a 9-game conference schedule?
No doubt.
But that's what we're talking about, raising those expectations and those standards, and I'm proud to do it.
You know, as we all know here, we are in Las Vegas, Nevada. I know you don't pay attention to these kind of things, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. Last year, the Vegas bookmakers had you guys at 5.5 wins. This year, I just happened to take a peek. I know you, like I say, you don't pay attention to those things. No. They got you at 7.5 wins. You think that's fair? You think that's what's your reaction when you hear that?
I have zero reaction.
Zero reaction.
Zero
That's
reaction.
what I figured,
I have no reaction to
right,
that.
no doubt.
No, just I pick my own numbers in roulette.
Sure.
That's what I'm thinking about right now. You're asking me a question about something I can't do and can't go in. I'm just thinking about playing some more roulette.
Are you superstitious at all? Do you want to say what numbers those are out loud, or what would you prefer to keep that to yourself?
Oh, I like to keep those are like
personal
that's like
numbers.
my own inside trading information of me. You know what I mean? And but yeah, I mean, kids' birthdays, lucky numbers. Sometimes it's just feeling it, walking by. You know, once in a while, just a single zero. You know, just a little drive-by as the balls roll. Oh yeah, and I can't say I haven't hit it. Can't say I haven't hit it.
God, it hurts my heart just to hear it. Just you're a brave man betting on the green like that.
Oh, but when it hits, it's a lot of fun when you walk by and did a little drive-by.
How did the people at the table feel about you when you hit the green?
Well, one of the times we did it, because Heather and I like to do it together as we kind of walk by when we end the night.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Yeah.
You know, because
one last go.
One last go.
Yeah.
And we had this one dealer. Nobody was at his dealer. It looked actually like he had a cold. That's probably why nobody wanted to be there.
Okay.
Go up to the table, put it. He goes, we'll put it right on zero, and we're walking out. And he goes, want me to aim it? I said, yeah, aim this thing.
Oh my gosh.
Which again, I don't know how you aim.
I'm sweating already thinking about this.
Let's roll. Starts bouncing around. I'm in the corner, so I can't see my side. So I start walking away thinking, Heather I can't say what Heather said. But Heather was fired up. Her Italian Irish came out, bang, grabbed all of our chips.
Yeah.
And we walked out.
Well, let's hope luck will be on your side as the season gets going. PJ, we appreciate the time. We'll see you again this season. When we come back here on the PJ Fleck Show, we're going to be joined by two members of the offense. Lindsey, Darius Taylor are going to be joining us next. You don't want to miss that coming up here on the PJ Fleck Show.
Let's row the boat. You're watching the PJ Fleck Show. Let's row the boat. You're watching the PJ Fleck Show.
Welcome back into the PJ Fleck Show, everybody. Coming to you from Big Ten Media Days in Las Vegas. With me now, two members of the Minnesota offense, Darius Taylor, Lindsey joining us now. Darius, I'll start with you. Last year, you were able to play 12 games. I know going into the season last year, availability was such a big key for you, and you showed it out there last year. What went into that last season, and how do you apply it this season?
The biggest thing was just understanding that the demands needed to meet the demands. So that means what I do on the field is required off the field. So being in the training room, being in our recovery suite, getting massages outside of football, all those things are important. So that's the biggest thing.
Health-wise, how do you feel going into camp right now?
I feel great. I'm excited for the season.
Drake, I know you had an opportunity to learn a lot from Max last year, and now this is a big opportunity for you. How ready do you feel in terms of embracing the moment and leading this team going into the season?
Yeah, it's been a start from January, and I'm super excited. Gotten better every single day, put the hours in and put the hours in with the guys, and done a lot of unrequired work that's led me to this moment for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Darius, you've been such a big part of this offense the last couple of seasons. Going into this season for yourself, when you think about your expectations for you and what you'd like to accomplish, what goes into taking your game to the next level, and what does that look like in your mind?
I think the biggest thing is just getting a deeper understanding of the game. Looking at things in a more cerebral way, understanding the blocking scheme that's in front of me, and just playing just more detailed and defined. That's been a big emphasis in the running back room, is that we're all playing defined and with detail. I think that we're working on that, and it'll be well.
Drake, as the signal caller, I know there's a lot of responsibility that's on your shoulders back there as the quarterback. But what would you say in terms of, after going through spring and then off-season workouts and going into training camp, what does it take to run this particular offense efficiently?
Yeah, it's a ton of different stuff. Our play calls get super long, super wordy, a lot of alerts and kills. Going through that on your own, drawing up the plays, having a buddy or someone you know really well, saying the play to you and you repeating it back, talking about your thought process, and just a lot of unrequired time to be able to run this offense for sure.
You say super long and super wordy. You want to give us an example of that real quick? Just what does a play sound like when it gets called in the huddle?
This was one last year that me and Max kind of joked about, but it was strong wax left stack, Z-buff timely, twin 727 Y score, alert Z-buff timely, tack 718 Y dump.
I'm already completely, I don't know how in the world you memorize something like that, but my goodness, that is a little bit wordy, there's no doubt about it. Yeah. As a young quarterback, though, how much does it help to have a guy like Darius in the backfield behind you, knowing that the run game is something that you guys can lean on for sure?
Yeah, it's awesome going into the year knowing I have the best back in the country standing next to me, and he's super talented and super smart, giving me alerts in the backfield, talking about the clock, because I'm worrying about so many different things. He's just honestly my corner man. We talk about it a lot in the program, but he's always sitting there like giving me little alerts, clock, hey, I got this guy. He gets out super quick too, I talk about it a lot. My favorite thing about Darius is how intertwined he is with our passing scheme and our blocking scheme. He gets out really, really fast, and I think that's why Max was able to utilize him so much in the check down game last year.
And Darius, how do you and the running backs help a young quarterback to be able to maximize his abilities?
I think that the biggest thing is just the guys around him. So not even just at the running back position, but just the offense in total. We have to everybody needs to do their job. And just make his job easier. As a football team, the biggest thing is just if everybody does their job, all 11 men do their job, then every play should work. So if everybody does their job and does the things that they need to do around Drake, then he won't have to worry about very much. So, that's just been a focus of just our team in general, just everybody do their job and make sure that they're holding themselves to the standard and make sure they're getting things done.
And this is your third year now with the program. How has it evolved over time, and what do you expect from this team going into the season?
The biggest thing that has evolved is just the leadership in the program. I think that we've done a great job of just growing that leadership in the rooms, each position room. And I'm excited for this season. I think that the leadership that we have this year is very intertwined, just a very intertwined team, and just everybody leads each other and everybody can tell each other something. There's not guys who can't take coaching or can't take some critiques from a teammate. So I think that as a team, we're just very intertwined, and I'm excited for this season.
Now, Drake, I know you've probably already been asked this. You're going to get asked it a million more times, but we got to ask you. Your grandpa played for the Minnesota Vikings,
yeah.
7 seasons for the Minnesota Vikings. What do you remember, if anything, from those days, and what are some of the stories maybe that you've heard from that? And how special is it really that he played for the Vikings and now you're playing for the Gophers?
Yeah, it's a very special thing for me to relate, because I feel like me and my grandfather are two of the best athletes in our family, and he's a really special person, special human being, did a lot for my family in the workforce. But yeah, one of the best stories my dad told me, it's honestly not the best story, but pretty wild, is he was a special teams captain, and one time on kickoff they were playing the Bills, and he ran down and just knocked someone's top off, and then went to the wrong sideline.
Really?
Got knocked out pretty much, and then
wow.
The concussion test was hold up your fingers, and next thing you know, he's back in the game. So
wow.
It's pretty wild, but no, it was really cool. I used to wear my grandfather's jersey growing up, so it was some cool things.
I have no doubt it's something special for you guys. And we wish you guys, thank you so much, first and foremost, for joining us. We wish you guys the best of health and success the rest of the way. We'll be seeing you on the field this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
More to come here on the PJ Fleck Show. When we come back to the best on defense. Joining us next, Anthony Smith and Perich going to be joining us as we roll along here on the PJ Fleck Show.
Let's row the boat. You're watching the PJ Fleck Show. Let's row the boat. You're watching the PJ Fleck Show.
Welcome back into the PJ Fleck Show, everybody. Joining me now, 2 members of the defense, Anthony Smith, Perich with me right now. Anthony, I'll start with you. Gone are the guys like Jaw Joyner, Danny Strigow, but you've played a lot of football over the years. How does your role as a leader grow this year with those guys gone? What are you taking upon yourself?
Very appreciative for all the people that came before me, especially, those are my brothers for sure. What I've taken from Ja, Danny, and all those guys is just the family aspect. Just bringing in guys. You got young guys that haven't been away from home for this amount of time, and it's hard for those guys. So, just being able to connect with the younger guys and just showing the love that our team has. Because the special thing about our team this year is how connected we are. Everybody is so connected between each other. Everybody hangs out with each other. Everybody's a family. This is a true family here. So that's why that's what I attempt to do when it comes to being a leader on the defensive line.
Sure. Coy, you were named in the preseason honors list yesterday. When you got the announcement of that, what were the thoughts that kind of ran through your mind?
I still don't know what that is, but it's an honor to be honest. I don't really think a lot about those awards, so I'm just here to play football.
You had such a sensational freshman season. I see the Koi Pond out there, the fans in the stands, and I see the number 3 in Dinky Town a lot, and walking around Minneapolis. What would you say about the impact you've been able to make, not just on this football team, but in the community, and how this fan base has taken to you?
Yeah, I think even just everybody on our team, just how we impact our communities, with our turkey drive, and just last week, I think the D lineman went to that baseball.
They went to go see Mitchell's game, yeah.
Yeah, they went to go see Mitchell's game. I mean, just these little things that we can do, I think it's a great thing. It shows what the Gopher football team's all about.
Anthony, this defense has been so consistent over the last few years. What is the next level and the next step maybe for this group in your mind going into the season?
It's our depth. That's the biggest advantage that we have this year is our depth. I mean, the D-line room, I'm excited because we got a lot of guys. The safety room, Coy knows there's a lot of guys at safety, at linebacker, at every position we're so deep. And this being able to have subbing like full packages out, like at one time it's hard to prepare against that. So again, our depth is our advantage, and this it's going to be real exciting this year. Yeah.
Coy, you got your first taste of Big Ten play last year. What do you think you learned from last season, and how challenging is it really to kind of weave through this gauntlet that is this conference?
Yeah, the Big Ten is very competitive. A lot of great teams. Just preparing every week and just making sure you have the right mindset going into the week and knowing that each game is going to be a hard day and taking every game 100%.
Training camp starts on Sunday for you guys. How excited are you to get back? And what are some of the things that you look at really when training camp rolls around for you guys to start getting better? What needs to start happening Sunday and continue until the first game?
Well, first of all, we're itching to get back in pads. You know, we had our media day, internal media day a few weeks ago, and like putting on the pads, you get itchy to go play football again. And really, that's the whole mantra of the football team. We just need to play football, and we're just get back to just playing ball. That's what we're all excited for, and that's what we need to That's what we need to do.
Yeah, Coy, what's your expectation for this team?
100% agree. I just think we got to get better each day, like Anthony said, put on the pads. Just once we get that, everybody gets the feeling of getting hit. Just go out and have a good time. Yeah.
You like to hit people, don't you? Yeah. So what gets you juiced up about playing position?
Playing safety?
Yeah.
I like playing safety because you can just be versatile. I think it's one of the most toughest positions on the field. You got to be able to do everything: blitz, cover, play zone. I think it's very fun. I think I'm very adaptable when it comes to that, and just looking to get better. And I think this season will be very good.
Real quick, are we going to see you on offense anymore this season?
Depends on my play. Just here to help my team whatever is possible. I'll do whatever my coaches say.
There you have it from Coy Perich himself. Guys, we certainly appreciate you taking the time. Continue to help the success the rest of the way. Can't wait to see you out on the field this season. That'll wrap it up here for us here from the PJ Fleck Show from Las Vegas, Nevada. Training camp starts on Sunday. We will see you when the Gophers are back in action in late August.
Let's row the boat. You're watching the PJ Fleck Show.